moderators can support. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Here we go again. And we love. Oh, this is so beautiful. Just sit in the breeze and hang out outside. To the shade. Okay. Well, that's pretty nice. This is awesome. Hanging out in my backyard. Just want to test the live feed to see how it is, how it looks, how it sounds, how it feels. A dream come true. Hanging out live in my backyard, under the trees, the forest behind me, next to my tent. Oh, this is awesome. The sun feels hot. Autumn is coming. The breeze is cool. The leaves are beginning to fall. Isn't technology amazing? It's like literally high noon. The sun's high above. We're in the shade in the gazebo. Once again, something I just kept envisioning and envisioning, and here we are. It feels pretty amazing. And Dave works at home remotely, so he's testing his feed, working outside. This is pretty great. This is really, really great. I found a little button today in my bag, my lucky 777 bag here. Create change. It says create change. And I really felt like today, this weekend, this full moon, this August 8/8 year, really feels like all of us are going through some kind of transformational gateway. Individually, if there is such a thing, and collectively, definitely. Just realigning, reevaluating, restoring, healing, whatever that means to any of us. But what I do know is the more I spend in nature, the more healed I feel, if that is a thing. Because I think we just believe we need to be healed, and that's part of the Earth's experience. It's thinking we need to be healed, that we have to remember that we're all one. Etiala sapatokon Roma shaki antila sparishniki Shakatikia la Saporasme Ina la Goya la Sato Atu. Whoops. I don't think I've ever actually just gone live. Let's see what if I have any options here. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. I was just looking to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. There we go. Just checking on the comments and things to see, make sure I'm looking at everything correctly. Espiara Sharkira que me lavas variaso. Ah, believe it or not, I'm drinking hot coffee on a hot day. But you know, I was just marveling about this. It feels warm, the sun's hot, but the breeze is cool, and feeling that paradox of that and how that feels. We're broadcasting here from central Alabama, so it's like in the 80s today. The humidity's gone down a lot, and it feels just wonderful. And I know that everything changes, you know. Change, you know, changes. Creation is change. Creation is change. And the seasons remind us of that, that it's all perfect, no matter where you are. And then I know that soon it's just, you know, in a couple of days, every day it's different. Every day I come out here and it's new, it's different, smells different, feels different. And I know that even though it may feel a little too hot right now, or right at this moment, it's perfect. And I know in a month it's not going to feel like this. So seizing the moment, seizing the day, taking your highest joy and excitement, you know, even if it's, you know, popping a tent in your backyard and hanging out, sharing what brings you joy. I was really excited to test this and see how it comes out. Does it look good, sound good?
It's pretty cool that I could be sitting here. I was in an hour meeting.
Yep.
I'm on my laptop. I've got a power unit to plug in shortly to recharge,
We're
and I'm working.
testing out our camping equipment, and I think we actually have more fun with the idea of camping in our backyard than we actually do actually going places. But because this is just, it's just wonderful,
Well,
wonderful.
our Wi-Fi here reaches this
That's what we were.
area,
That's what we were testing
so
to see how far the Wi-Fi reached, and you know how does it look. And I don't know if you guys can see, but here, the house is like there. um, so we wanted to see how far the Wi-Fi reached, and could we hang out live? Could we do events? You know, like live, actually live, you know, Zoom events out here. So I'll practice that too to see how well Zoom works with the internet out here. There's just nothing to me like being out in nature. And I was thinking about my story, if you want to think about it, you know, if we want to call it that. But even as a kid in school, you know, always looking for that faraway place to hang out and be in the silent, be in the calm, be next to a tree, sitting in the grass anywhere I could. I was a lot more interested in engaging with the outdoors than I was really, you know, like being on the playground kind of thing. You know, I just always was really fascinated with it. And excuse me. And Dave and I've dreamed about this, you know, since we met. I've dreamt about. We've talked about and envisioned just being able to hang outside and be outside, and kind of started sleeping outside out there, you know, down in, that's when we lived in Florida. And we would just blow up the air mattress and sleep outside, just cause. And so, uh-oh, you got something in your cup? Oh, oh, here. And talked about it. We just envisioned it, and you know, and then you let it go, and you follow the the things that bring you the most joy. And sometimes it's leaving a place, a world, a state, your comfort place. Sometimes it's leaving a job, a relationship, your home. Um, the interesting part about this whole thing is that getting the tent and everything was kind of spurned on, or anyway, I don't like that really word. It was like born by the idea that we were, and it was only just a year ago that we really were in a situation here where we thought we might have to sell the house and like live, you know, as nomads and figure it out. And yet, by following our highest joy moment by moment, literally without the insistence, it that's when all of the magic starts, and that's when it came. And so the idea of being able to do this and do it in our backyard, but now also to be able to have the opportunity to do it, you know, where and when we can, and obviously within Dave's work schedule and Wi-Fi and all that stuff. But I feel really, really excited and fortunate, and um, I like interacting live with people. I love doing Zoom events where people come and hang out and lend their ideas, their energy, their perceptions, their perspectives, their questions, their own guidance. People that I think sometimes people are afraid to hang out live, and because I don't know, I think they doubt their own brilliance. you know, um, that you have something important to share, even if it's just your everyday perspectives on things. You know, I think that the internet got so big, and it's kind of funny how people kind of even still got even more, in a sense, lonely. But we're always looking for healing, and we're looking for other people to help us heal these traumas, and um, and my own stuff comes up. And I talk about this a lot. My own insecurities and doubts and self-doubts come up all the time. Um, and yet I find putting that next exciting foot forward, whatever it is, and sometimes it's not something I really want to do, but you know, um, it is where the magic happens. It really is. So yeah, I just wanted to. Oh, there it goes. Back. Okay. Lost it for just a second. So that's good to know, though. I want to see how this works out. And we're hoping to hang out here in the winter, and I really wanted to do some live hangouts if I could, even at night with the fire going and playing the drums and light language singing. Inati oto vispari ashana koniamba kiandari seto savasama sharako siba, and just chill. Chill out with you guys. Well, I grabbed 3 decks of cards. So let's see. Well, the first one, Gateway. So let's see. I just love it. I just love it. So since I opened the box, this is the Gateway deck. And hearing messages from Spirit. That's what came up. So I think the live started over. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happened. I'm not sure exactly what to expect here, but so I think the live started over. Hearing messages from Spirit. Well, that couldn't have just been a more perfect moment. I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. Well, yes, I am, and so are you. So how about that? If you were doubting, that there again, where I left off talking was, I think if people are afraid to hang out, and especially in public or even in groups, even though we love the internet, we want to watch from afar, right? But I think the community aspect is where we're going. And the point that I was making a moment ago, the spirit guys were making was everyone has something to share, an important message. And if you think you don't, You are a clear channel for messages from spirit. So there you go. If you were doubting that, if you're doubting that you're hearing them, if you're doubting that you're capable of it, if you're doubting that you were ever capable of it, you were born channeling. We're all channeling our spirit right now. We are spirit consciousness. We are consciousness having a spiritual experience because we're spirits. So we are all divine messengers of information. And that's what I like, hanging out and doing live things and doing Zoom rooms, live or broadcasting live or not broadcasting live, because I believe everyone has something important to share with everything and everyone and all that is. And all we have to do is talk out loud, and we're sharing it with all that is. It, it's as simple as that. Of course, even just thinking it telepathically, you're still sharing it with all that is, because it's your spirit, it's your consciousness, thinking and talking. So, if any of you are doubting or that's not the word I want to use, that's not the word. If any of you are getting the inspiration to create change right now, this is your blessing. That you will and are receiving messages from spirit guides, and you are a spirit guide to someone else. By you following your highest joy and excitement, by you making and creating that change, whatever the change that may be. You are being a clear channel of following your heart, following your desire, and by being that and doing that, you are being the messenger that you came to be, just by expressing yourself. And we're always hearing messages. If you look from all of those, I'm always saying that everything speaks the languages of light. Everything. So everything is an inspiration. And you're channeling, you're listening, and you're sending all the time. So once again, if that was a permission slip for you to create change, to do something different, to move on, to move in, to walk away, to start something brilliant, start something new, you're getting your go ahead. You're getting your go ahead. Me piaso para fishino nemi la kataminta matatis para shonoski ena katima la spalte. And I really am interested in when people like to hang out, like what time of day. I know a lot of people are, working the the daytime shift, and yet I also know that I'm also talking to people across the pond, and so it's 6-8 hours time difference. Sometimes my friends in Australia, sometimes it's a whole day. Um, so, but everything's now. The message is always here and now for all of us. And we're still in this full energy, the full supermoon. Um, and I haven't investigated it a lot as far as the dates of the other supermoons. I just read very quickly yesterday that it was the first of 4 consecutive supermoons, which means a lot. Again, this idea of following our spirit guides, which is you. You are you. Your guide is you. Following your guide, your own guidance, for direction. So this is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. And I think right now everybody's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go with my joy. What is it that I want to share? How do I serve? How do I best serve? How do I know what's the right thing? How do I hear the messages? Just like in the video, the little short little video I just posted, it was like that it is in the meditation, it is in the quiet, it is in the getting off the internet, even though here we are sharing on the internet, but you know what I mean? It's like it's practicing that okay, you hear this information, you receive the message on the internet, now shut it off, walk away, Go meditate on it. Go listen for the information instead of going to the next video, the next video, the next video, the next video before you're overloaded with information. No wonder we don't know our direction. No wonder we don't know our own direction because we're not hearing ourselves. We're not hearing our own guide. And guardians of the four corners, mother in the earth, father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. And you could even pause this video, listen to that again, write it down. This came on the inside of the box. Um, I welcome you here now. Say that. Just say it out loud. I welcome you here now. And you will be surprised at what you feel, what you hear. Maybe you get emotional. Maybe you feel something. Maybe somebody pops into your mind. Maybe some horrific thing that you think you can't get over pops into your mind. Maybe you have something that is being brought to your attention that is out of alignment, that is showing you because you feel icky about it, that your higher self doesn't agree with that, including me. I get these all the time. So it's an identifier, it's a marker, it's a direction, it's a pointer, it's a compass, just pointing you in a particular direction of how do you want to look at that particular situation now. How can you change? How can you yourself feel freedom, peace, integration, uh, confidence, inner joy, inner love, self-love. Um, we hear that a lot. And then there was, my guides were even talking about doing a video about that, about, what about that idea of self-love or doing hangouts about that. So anyway, I know you guys are all over the world, so I love hearing when it is that you can hang out. And Dave and I have, we have a lot of other things going on, but um, I'm always curious to know who's listening, when you're listening, where you're listening from, so that I can kind of guide my, you know, and yet I hear again myself saying, I don't really need to ask because I already know I'm going to be guided, like right now. Maybe you can't watch now, maybe you'll watch later. Following my instinct. That's all. It was just following my instincts. And here, the other side of the box, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool, this whole video is a tool, will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Just like we just said. When you're sending it telepathically, we already know this, we know the power of prayer, we know that we're always in communication. So we know already that anything we do in prayer is dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Always. And that's kind of the point of raising our vibrations and doing the things that we love, because but just by simply doing that and walking around and navigating across this earth, that that is by being you to the fullest, that is your dedication to the growth of all beings in all places. And that means all beings, all places, everyone, everywhere, every now. And I know infinitely and quantumly speaking, we really can't wrap our minds around it, but more and more, we're integrating this information. So let's see what the messages in this deck. And I do love this deck. It's been a long time since I've just hung out, done a video, or just, hung out live and just done a reading. And especially outside, it has been such a long time in this way. I mean, being away from the house and just, sitting out, in the grass. It is, and all the things we learned from gardening and the temperatures here and living here and looking at, the preferences and non-preferences, and yet feeling every moment the gratitude of knowing that even when I feel apprehensive and I don't know where to go, what's my direction, I know that for right now, this is where I need to be. For right now, right here, right now, this is where I need to be. This is where you need to be, right here, right now, until you're not. Until you're like, okay, I'm ready to do something new. I'm ready to create change. Air guardian, shift your perception. That's how we travel. That's how we create change. We shift our perception. Air guardian. And I've been marveling all morning at the breeze. Simply shift your perception. Like the breeze shifts and every leaf and everything around it shifts, and shift your perception. Yes, you're capable. If you think you can't change your mind about something, that is a belief. Change that. Shift that perception about that belief that you can't change it. Air guardian. I also think of throat. The throat chakra. Air guardian. Air. Breathing. Meditation is a lot of times about breathing. Sometimes people say they can't meditate. Sometimes listening to your own breath helps. Sometimes it's aggravating. Shift your perception. In the next breath, you can change your perception. You can change your relationship. A decision is made just like that. You can take all the process you want, but the decision happens just like that. In a breath. Shift your perception to create the change. And look at I'm loving every part of this image. But what does it mean to you when you're looking at it? What is she saying to you? What is the breeze saying to you? What is that whoosh saying to you? Sometimes we have to remember that being a spirit, you hear messages in the air, right? Thin air, air. When we think about heaven, what do? We look up. We look up to the air. We breathe. When we get scared, we breathe. When we're crying, we breathe. Or we stop breathing. When life is breath, air, air. Maybe you're talking too much. Maybe we're talking too much. Too much air. Are you not breathing enough, deeply enough? Taking in enough air? Breathe in for 4, hold for 8, breathe out for 7. Air. This message is about taking in the air. The air guardian. Shift your perception, and that will create the change. Nothing else will. If you think the change is out there and somebody else is going to change, or that's going to change, or your job's going to change, or your bosses, or your employers, or your employees, your no. Your family, your parents, your children. No. If that's where you're looking for the change, no. Breathe in. That's where the change is going to come from. We're always looking, even on the World Wide Web, we're always looking out there for the answer. It's right here. It always will be. It always is. But we're out there gathering the information. We're gathering the data. We're being guided by our guides to look at something, hear something, see something, watch something. But it's what do we do with the information? Shift your... Everything out there, including this, is about shifting our perception. Everyone is looking to help someone else shift their perception so that they can lead a more joyous life. At least that's my intention, for sure. And that is for the growth of all beings. And if you haven't heard me say that before, I'm reminded once again about the quote I heard from Abraham Hicks from Esther but she was channeling Theo. And um, I, insert your name, I, Wendy, seek and draw to me those beings who seek and see and draw to me those beings who seek enlightenment through my process. The sharing will elevate us all now. And I actually don't even know. It says I'm live. I don't know if I am, so. I'm not. So if you're out there, say hi. Otherwise, yeah, we're just winging it. And the last deck I brought was messages from your spirit guides. But whenever you see this message, it's your perfect now. And that's what I have to remember. That's what we all have to remember. When we're being guided to do something, just do it. There's only now. Dave says it, I don't know how many times a day. There's only now. There's only now. There's only now. You know, you planned on doing something else today, so what? There's only now. Whatever else it is, it will either wait or it doesn't need to be done. As we've heard Bashar say many times. If at the end of the day you follow your highest joy moment by moment, whatever that is, laundry, no laundry, whatever, walking outside, sitting outside, meditating, whatever it is, you know, there's a million, billion possibilities because we're all unique and different, whatever that means to you. At the end of the day, what didn't get done doesn't need to get done, and if it needs to get done, it will get done when it needs to get done, and you'll be either excited to do it or you'll get aggravated and do it, but either way, in that moment, it's still your highest joy and excitement to get it done. I know from firsthand. Sometimes I say that to Dave quite a bit. It's all I feel like that's all I do is cook and clean, and I'm in the kitchen. I thought, no, you know what, that's as much as, yes, I want to say, well, it's my choice. Because, yeah, it's my choice because it brings me joy to bring us nutrition. Does the process of it always bring me joy? Not necessarily, but I've learned to change and shift my perception and my perspective. You know, when I'm in those moments where I'm feeling blah about it, I shift my own perception. And not always right away, and sometimes it's maybe not even till after I eat or it's all done or I'm relaxing and I think, you know, I still get to do this too. I get to do this and that. Maybe that's what people, you know, and we all are, so, you know what, all of us are so, it's this or that. I have to do this job or that job. I have to go this career or that career. Maybe it's this and that. It's always this and that. It's always this and that. We're never only one thing ever, never, 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 not one moment. Are you ever one thing? No, never. Oh. Messages from your animal spirit guides oracle, Stephen Farmer. Seeing a lot of frogs lately. I'm thinking about some other, a lot of little lizards and salamanders, and we saw what was that? What kind of snake was that the other day? Chicken snake? I think it might have been a chicken snake. I can't remember now. Anyway. Yeah, I remember we looked it up. Anyway, they're actually good ones to have around because they like eat other snakes that we don't want around. I'm trying to remember if that's what I could be wrong. I'll correct myself if I was wrong. If I remember the correct one. Ah, shark. Swear to God, you guys, I was just looking a few minutes ago at it, and I didn't even watch it. I happened to see a thumbnail of a short video, and it was all about how odd it was that they found this shark, where they found it at this and I didn't even watch the video. I just saw like the quick, you know, snapshot of it, and it was about seeing a shark in a place that you don't normally see it. So they're green. I got the green heart chakra behind me. The blue, we were talking about blue and air, throat chakra. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. And that offers us the ability, as we're here, we're reminded that we're hearing messages from Spirit. Oops, what did I do with my other one? I do that all the time. There she is. To shift your perception. Well, I think that's a really beautiful message for today. I hope this video came out. We'll see what happens. If it didn't, that's okay. I just know that I'll figure it out. I'll do something different anyway, and I'll see what happened. But it's all about the learning. It's all about the journey, you guys.
Let me check.
Oh, yeah,
I
Dave's
forgot I could
Dave's working, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I could watch it." That's pretty funny. See, here we are. That's pretty funny. I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think to say ask Dave." Oh, is it broadcasting or not broadcasting? Oh well. Well, I think that was a beautiful, beautiful message. I'm just listening. I'm listening to my guides to see if there's any other further information that they'd like to share, and if so, from where and what deck.
Does not show live.
Okay.
Does not show live at all.
Okay. Well, maybe we're not live. Retreat and recharge.
Does it say it's live?
It does, but I guess it maybe isn't because... Oh, well, I don't know. It says it's live streaming, but apparently it isn't. So...
Did it say your connection was good?
It didn't say one way or the other. Well, let's just see what happens. Well, if not, I'll sign off for now and see what happens. Because I do not see... Let's see, where we go? Here we go. Well, if that's the case and it didn't it didn't live stream, we'll see what happened. But if it is, and if it does go on the video, the last message was, and I see a lot of sacred geometry in here. There's a lot of things going on, but the answer is hermit, retreat, and recharge. Be a hermit for a little bit, retreat, and recharge. And that's exactly what I'm doing out here. In a sense. Now I'm going to go be a hermit and retreat and recharge. Miata vesparishno kuriambara dispete, ajuno tabime asharakite vesparishini atiala.